Children, we are going to study about the corrosion of metals and how different types of metals get corroded into the atmosphere. Okay, rusting of iron articles, it causes large financial loss. Okay, iron articles, when iron we remove out from the mine after extraction, pure iron, and again when it is put into the atmosphere, again it starts reacting with oxygen, okay, to form iron oxide. So this iron, it reacts with moist air and a deposit of reddish color substance forms on it. That deposit of reddish color substance, that is iron, has already reacted with oxygen, as well as some water molecules also gets trapped inside this iron oxide or ferrous oxide. So this substance we call it as rust, and because of this rusting of iron, it degrades, okay, as well as its life becomes short and it is of no use, and it has to be replaced by another iron article. So that much amount of money is also wastage. Next is the copper. Copper also gets corroded. It gets corroded with the help of carbon dioxide in moist air. It reacts with carbon dioxide reacts with the surface of copper. It forms a greenish layer on the copper. So this greenish layer is the copper carbonate. Okay, carbon dioxide gets reacted mixed with copper to form copper carbonate. The blue color, the greenish color looks, no, it's very beautiful color, but still it is a salt, okay, which keeps on reacting with copper and degrades this copper. This process of copper reacting with carbon dioxide, it is called as patination. Okay, we don't call it as corrosion, we call it as patination of copper. At home also there must be the copper utensils. Okay, see, these copper utensils can be cleaned with the help of some acidic substances, because copper carbonate, it is basic in nature, or it is salt, so it can be removed easily with the help of acids. So you could see the Statue of Liberty, it is usually the made up of copper, and the reaction of carbon dioxide on it has turned that statue to greenish in color. So it is 300 years ago, and now it has started turning greenish in color. Next is about the aluminium. Aluminium also gets reacted with oxygen to form a layer of aluminium oxide on it. So that aluminium which gets rusted, because of, not rusted, it gets oxidized, corroded with the help of oxygen present in the atmosphere. Okay, so aluminium oxide is formed here. Silver articles, you must have seen that they turn black in color. This black color deposits on silver, the blackish color deposits on silver, it is because of the continuous exposure of the silver to the air. It reacts with the sulfides, hydrogen sulfide from the air, and this hydrogen sulfide turns the silver to silver sulfide. Okay, and the silver sulfide is black in color, it is also a salt. Okay, so can be removed out with the help of some acidic substances. You can clean the silver with the help of acid, or either with the help of base. So to prevent all such things, all these corrosions, there are some methods of prevention, methods of preventing corrosion. So first method what we are going to learn is, either we can paint on them, either we can apply oil on them, either we can apply some primer on them. But for long lasting and for durable life of these articles, we have to give them some treatment. So there are some ways to stop the corrosion. Okay, so first way what here is the galvanizing. So galvanizing is to give a thin coating of zinc on zinc article on either iron or either on steel. Many of the time you must have seen galvanized taps in our toilets and bathrooms. The taps are there, these are the galvanized. There is a coating of zinc. Zinc is shiny metal, it looks like silver. Okay, so coating of zinc on the article, we call it as galvanizing. So this zinc is more electropositive than iron, so it can get attracted towards iron and form a thin layer on iron. So iron will stop getting rusted, okay, because zinc will not get react with oxygen easily, and iron, it will break the contact of iron with the oxygen and the rusting process will be stopped. Here you are required to learn these steps of galvanizing. See, caustic, that is cleansing, rinsing, pickling, and again rinsing. Flush solution, we'll understand what flush solution is. Then drying, then the molten zinc bath, dipping in that, cooling and cleaning. Now after this video I am going to send you a video of galvanizing, that you just see and understand. Okay, see here the flux solution. Flux solution with it has a high concentration of hydrogen ion and having the low pH, that is hydrogen ion concentration is there but the pH value is low. So the hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid pickling. Okay, so concentration of hydrogen ion have a high pH and are basic. So after hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid pickling, some acid and dissolved ion are carried over into the flush solution and affect the pH value. So flush solution which is having high concentration of hydrogen ions. Next method is the tinning. In this method, a layer of molten tin is deposited on the metals. Okay, so we call these as kalhai. A greenish layer forms on the surface of the copper or brass vessels. So this greenish layer is very poisonous if it enters through our food substance. So a thin layer of tin is applied on inside inner part of these utensils of copper or brass. If copper or brass are just, and if you keep the buttermilk or some acidic substance inside, this will get spoiled. So tinning helps to prevent all these damages to our body also, and to our body as well as to the articles also. Next is the anodizing process. Anode, it is an electric process where your articles are coated either with aluminium oxide. Okay, either copper or aluminium article is kept as anode. Okay, you know, in an electrolytic bath, anode and cathode are there. So cathode is put as aluminium oxide and your anode acts as the copper or the aluminium utensils can be coated. You know, black color aluminium utensils are there, they are being coated with a black hard coating, that is called as anodizing process. From cathode, from cathode whatever the charges are there, that is the negatively charged articles get attached to the anode and then it gets deposited on that. This is the job work which is shown here, that is the actual your utensils. It can be your pressure cooker, it can be any of your anodizing which requires to. This anodizing process helps a thin layer of aluminium oxide to be formed on that substance. So if aluminium oxide already is coated on it, then your articles will stop reacting with different substances from the atmosphere. See here, workpiece, okay, that is anode, your workpiece whatever is required to be coated, and at cathode actual whatever has to be coated. Okay, see, these are the anodized articles. These are the hinges on the right hand side, the glass, your spoons, utensils, actual no hard coating, these are all anodized articles, but inside they are either copper or they are either aluminum. Okay, this is the plating, electroplating method. Electroplating, actually it can be some of the particles are transferred from anode, from cathode to anode, and the plating can be done. You must have heard about the silver plating. Silver articles are gold plated. Okay, so that is a electroplating. We will see here electroplating. In this method, no less reactive metal is coated on a more reactive metal. Now this brass or the key is coated with copper. So the another side, that is at anode what is kept, actual copper, and at cathode what is kept, your this key. So the copper gets electric current is passed through it, and from here, from the anode, the copper travels towards the cathode. Okay, or either from cathode, some of the things can, here you can do silver and gold also. Okay, suppose your key is silver and this side you have to place gold. So from gold, and if you pass the current through it, gold particles will get deposited on the cathode, on the silver key. See the same thing, copper from anode is getting deposited on the other place, that plate that is on the cathode. So that is the electroplating. So gold plated watch, copper plated mug, silver plated teapot, silver plated goblet, all these things are plated. They have got a coating. You cannot paint on them, but this coating is done by electroplating, by the help of electrolysis. Next is the alloying. What alloy? That is the mixture of two or more metals together, metals or non-metals together, to increase or to change the property of that metallic substance. So we use nowadays the alloy of carbon or the iron, that is a stainless steel. So bronze is an alloy of copper and tin. 90% is the copper and 10% is the tin. Okay, so bronze statue, they will not get affected by sun as well as rain. Stainless steel does not get the stain of water, or either it will not rust, because it is an alloy of 74% iron, 18% chromium and 8% carbon. Okay, so various types of alloys also we use in our day-to-day life. Okay, you please refer your textbook, read the lesson, see the videos properly and understand the concepts. Thank you. Understand the flow chart. With the help of the flow chart, you can understand the metals of high reactivity and metals of medium reactivity and low reactivity. Metals of high reactivity have to be processed through electrolysis and electrolysis of molten ore. Before that, molten ore has to be, the ore have to be molten with the help of Bayer's process and Hall's process, and afterwards pure metal is extracted. Metals of medium reactivity can be found in the form of carbonate ore or sulfide ore. So carbonate ore can be processed due to calcination, and sulfide ore can be removed out or processed by roasting. After calcination and roasting, whatever we get is the oxides. Metals get reacted with oxygen from the nature, and these oxides have to be removed by reduction. Metals have to be reduced and pure metal can be formed. Metal of less reactivity, we get it usually in the sulfide ores. So when sulfide ores are found, naturally they have to undergo the process of roasting. After roasting, metal oxide is formed, and then this metal oxide is, from that metal oxide, metal is removed out and purification process is taking place. We will see one video of galvanization after this. The video of galvanization. Okay, just observe this. It is being dipped in a zinc bath which is having the zinc flux solution. Okay, it will go into a chamber, and from that chamber it will be dipped inside. Okay, I'll make the video too. Then this chamber will be closed. Okay, it travels like a train. That is a zinc path there down. Galvanizing process it is. Okay, this chamber is closed from the other side to avoid some accidents. Now you find they are removing out the cream like substance which is deposited on the layer of that zinc bath. You find they are removing out on the liquid substance. A solid layer is formed like your cream on the milk. And then slowly see, you will get the iron article which was already dipped inside has got a silvery shine, galvanized. Okay, zinc coating. Okay, so beautiful it looks. Then it will be dry.